Well, here we are, folks, for a nice another interview that we have the opportunity to sit down with Shane Jackson. We're grateful for his time that he's willing to spend with us from across the pond there to chat with us about his experience with the MACD3 system and the Forex Trading Coaches community. So, thanks, Shane, for your time. Appreciate that.
No problem. Yeah, thanks, Shane.
So, people are always curious about different backgrounds, what people have done, where they've come from. So before you started trading, what did you do professionally?
I worked in, you call it real estate, but I was an estate agent in London.
Okay.
And I decided that after having children, I needed to be closer to home.
Sure.
After having children, I needed to be closer to home. So decided to try and retrain as a Forex trader.
Sure. And so you decided to get into Forex. So how long have you been in the Forex then?
I started trying to trade in 2008. It was, I didn't have any coaching at that point. It was, the way I saw it was, you can go two ways, or down.
Right.
But I tried to put myself on some kind of technical analysis courses. Yeah. So I did. I started in 2008, but actually started making money as of November 2012.
Yeah. Something, Shane. This is Wade. That story is told by a lot of people. So, we've all got our different journeys and where we're at. Some pick it up faster, some people pick it up slower. Some people go to a lot of different opportunities, and it's a never-ending story on exactly what path that you may have taken. So we know that you actually left us a review. You talked about being in a bunch of different trading rooms. That kind of leads me to my next question is, tell us about that prior trading experience before you came across the MACD.
Sorry, I missed that. Tell us about...
Yeah, tell us about the experience that you've had in trading in general, looking at other things, doing other things prior to the MACD3. Just give people a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, no problem. Look, I probably do what 95% of retail traders do, which was a problem when you're always told that 95% of traders lose money. So I'm on Twitter thinking it was a good way of finding out people that could make me a better trader.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in many, many different rooms. And they all claim to have the new, the way to make money. And often they sort of provide you with historical tips made. And I went into several different rooms. Honestly, at some points I made money. I might have made money over the course of a month, but over the course of no longevity. So over the course of 3 months would never, ever be profitable. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been looking for you, right?
Right.
Now, I spoke to... I'll be honest. I was at the point of perhaps giving up, just thinking it's not true. People can't make money. Retail traders can't make money.
Right.
And I think I'm quite sensible in that when I walked into the rooms, I wouldn't just trade their trades. I'd watch their trades and, try and build up a start. But at some point, you've got to take a leap of faith.
Right.
Even when I joined you guys, I'll be honest, initially, I was just in the webinar. I thought I'm not going to go and learn the system until I know that it's now proven to me. You see what I mean? And the more, so I joined. I didn't trade anything. I just sat there and watched your trades. I like the fact that you guys teach us how to get into the market with 25 pips.
Sorry.
It's
kind of funny because back in the day when we first got started, we would have built something like this trading room and people would just flock to it. There wouldn't be this scout coming into the room. If people said that there was a system here that was that good, then they learn the system and they go after it. So it just kind of shows you how much the marketplace has been riddled with a whole bunch of different choices and options, and then you come with auto robots.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been in rooms where they've wanted to have 100 pip stop.
Yeah.
So to get any risk rule.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, the whole reason for that is because they're not able to pinpoint, the entry, and that's the nature of that type of system. So.
Absolutely. So yours made me less nervous. So your system made me less nervous because I was entering with a 25 pip. Most of the time with 25 pips, I think in my time there, I've got historical numbers, but in my time with you guys, I believe most we've ever used is 30 in my time. So it makes me feel more comfortable. And initially, again, I would only now because I'm a UK resident, I spread bet. So it would initially be in for sort of beer money.
Sure.
Maybe one or two pounds, just to see how it was going. Just so there is emotion involved, but not that it's going to ruin my account.
Right. Yeah. You've already been conditioned for 100 pips.
When we kept living, I think we went from November to December. We didn't have one stop out.
Yep.
It can happen.
And even to this point, even now we're sitting in March, we've had 3 stop outs in total, and that's with a 25 pip stop. So.
Yep.
So yeah, that gave me the confidence to. Sorry.
Well, why don't we go right into that, Shane? Tell us your numbers. Tell us your numbers in regards to this.
Okay.
What's happened with you over the last 2.5 months since starting?
All right. Well, I in between sort of November and the Christmas time, I managed to add 46% to my account. Now, that wasn't from the get-go. As I just said, initially I was trading beer money, really. And so when I gained some confidence, I started adding percentage in, so 1% per trade. And then we're not in trades every day, and we don't trade. Sometimes we don't have any trades in the day. But from the time that I started putting the 1% on, I built up, and then I thought, well, I'll try 2, and I stayed at 2, by the way. But from 2%, I managed to add by the end of December 46% to my account.
Nice.
And those were all trades based upon what? I mean, we have an email that we send out, and we also have our live webinar.
No. All my results are based purely on the webinar. Remember that I said initially, so I joined, let's say, mid-November, and I said I wasn't even going to look at the system until I knew that it won. Then I decided we were winning. So all these trades those trades there were in the webinar only. Up until this day, I've now studied one-off patterns, which is a counter trend pattern, the P1, probably the easiest to learn. And I've subsequently had 5 of my own trades on that counter trend pattern. We not 5 of mine, but and that's just trading that P1. But all the rest of the trades, so the rest of my numbers would be, let me just get them for you. As of end of Friday, my results are
March 1st, right?
Here, week 8. Total trades 34. We had 6 full winners, 11 half
Fantastic. So basically you had sounds like you had in the 40% November to December, and then since this is Steve, by the way, again, since January through the end of February, another 50+%.
Yeah, 54. So 54.5%. That's without compounding. 65% compounding.
Sure.
Plus the 46% initially. I didn't compound that, so that was just 2% trading.
What I love about that is two things. A, you're saying that with a total straight face, like it's your normal expectation, because as a MACD 3 trader, it should be. But a lot of traders, those kind of numbers, they'd be like, woo, they have this big cheesy grin on their face, and you're just like, but you've been with us long enough to know that it is an expectation that you can do very well with very little risk.
Yeah, what I also like about that, I like the fact that he came into this feeling skeptical, didn't even take the trades right away, but then started to see them win and went ahead and got on board. And you got on board with 1%, and then you moved it on up from there. So any way you shake it and bake it, that's really great.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it's phenomenal. I honestly, as I said, you were probably the last port of call. And then I was just going to go back to work. And I, when we started using 25 pip stops, firstly, the winners started gaining me my confidence back because I'd lost it all.
Yeah, that'll happen.
And so we initially, which is why I was doing sort of £1 or £2 a point, and then I thought, okay, well let's actually give this a go. I looked at your numbers on your website. I think you got 85% win rate. So I was initially 1%. So I wanted to buy myself enough percent to go to 2. I don't need to put 3% on. It's not necessary. It's too much pressure on you.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But some people are more risk averse than me. So I'd say I was quite cautious.
Sure. Well, everybody's got a different numbers and a different comfort level for where they're trading. So it sounds to me like, what you've been saying, that basically you came in, you checked out the system, like, do I even want to learn this thing? Then you started watching, then you started pipping right away. So your pips came from even before you knew the system because you were in the room with us. Does that make sense? Does that sound about right?
I'm that disciplined that all I would do in the day is you gave me a bit of my life back. Whereas all day I'd sit in front of my screen not knowing whether to hit it long or short. Now I could go to the gym, start, I've got 2 small children, and start losing some of the weight I gained while I had the 2 children. So I gained a bit of my life back and started making money, which was phenomenal.
That's a fantastic combination. So that actually leads me to the next question I was thinking about is, you've been pipping, you're learning the system. What would you say your goals for trading the Forex are, say, over the next 2 to 5 years? Where do you see yourself 2 to 5 years from now, Forex trading?
I mean, if our 85% holds up, then I see me paying off my mortgage. But
well, it's been holding up for 3 straight years, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't see why it can't be. I mean, why it wouldn't? I actually think that because we've only had 3 stop outs, you've got to remember that in 34 trades we've had 3 stops. So by rights we are due a couple of sort of on a bad run, if you like. And I know that in the back of my mind. So
but we don't go on big bad runs. We
no.
Get 1 or 2 and then go on a nice little win streak again usually.
Absolutely. But so we've had 1 for every 10 that we're in, right? So by rights we're 90% right now.
Yep.
Okay. Well, hey, this leads me to my next question is, you came to us, you obviously had a certain mindset coming as a new member. We have different people that, depending upon where they're at with different pressures of their life or different skill sets, you've had, quite a number of years experience. You're able to come in here and pick up on certain things right away. What would you tell someone, having gone through the course, and then also knowing that you have the option for the live trading webinar, or if you can't trade during those times, you've got the daily trading plan, and then you got the live chat room. Obviously, the done for you webinar is probably the easiest way for someone to get started and sort of earn while you learn. If you're at that point where you feel comfortable, we don't ever tell people when to get in live trades. We always say demo account. But anyway, what would you say would be a path that you found to be the easiest that you could transfer that knowledge onto someone else?
Well, look, I mean, I can only give the benefit of my experience. I mean,
Sure.
I would still, if I joined you today, I think I would still act in the same manner that I did myself. So watch you learn, then decide that I like this, and we're hitting too many winners for this to not be worth my time investing in learning the system. It's not like you're going to walk in. There are lots and lots of videos on Forex trading coaches, so you can walk in and walk through all the course. And I would recommend anyone to walk all the way through the course, and then home. Well, for me, I wanted to home in on one particular pattern, learn it. You can go on demo. I actually don't believe in demo, just because there's no emotion involved.
Right.
And from that point, once you've mastered it, then perhaps you can move on. But that's just my way of learning. Other people will want to learn the whole system. But just so I say that during the webinar, you start picking up the way you coach whilst in there. You start picking up on the language, if you like. So it does make it a lot easier. So first time through your system, I looked at the P2 and just thought, whoa, that's a lot to take in. So these are not patterns that you're going to learn in 1 hour.
Right.
There was a lot entailed. Having said that, now that I've been with you this amount of time, I could probably start trading P2s, but sorry, pattern 2s. So yeah, and that's just how I would do it. But other people may be different and want to learn all 4, because we read top-down analysis so that you know where price is going to go. That was another key point as well. That's something no one had ever said to me before.
Okay, that's awesome. So the top-down has really helped. It definitely does help.
Absolutely.
It lets you know exactly where you're at in the overall trend, and a lot of systems don't teach you to do that. They just have these series of procedures you're supposed to follow, and then you just do it blindly. And we like to definitely know where we're at, because it allows us to do the basis for what we do on every trade, which is always trying to find a very good level of support or resistance to plan to find our patterns. And what I find really interesting about what you said is you did that great simply by coming into the room, paying attention to the trades that were called out in the room. You understood and had to know how to manage the trade. We told you about the stop losses. We told you the targets, when to move your stops to break even. And you still haven't even learned the whole system yet. So that's pretty darn good.
Absolutely.
Now, is there anything else that you can think of, Shane, that you want to add to this? That's pretty much my last question before we let you go.
Other than, I couldn't recommend this any more than. That's why I agreed to do the video. As I said, you've given me confidence, my confidence back in Forex. So I can't speak highly enough of you guys. So would recommend anyone. And if you want to use my Skype, for anyone joining, as I said, I would happily chat to any new members.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you very much, Shane. We're going to let you go. We know it's kind of getting late over there. You got to get your shut-eye. So
Yeah, my children are just arriving home.
Yeah, well, thanks, thanks, Shane, again. Appreciate that. And yeah, so thanks for your
That's
time,
all
and
right.
I guess we'll see you tomorrow bright and early, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I'll
All
be
right.
there.
All right, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you tomorrow.